Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream, guys.
Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Good afternoon. It is Wednesday.
Brian, I think your mic's not working, buddy.
There we go. It keeps muting. I actually have to have my mic up for some reason. My little mic settings. I said hello to my boy Josh Allen.
How's it going, guys?
I bet you guys don't get that reference, do you? Do you guys get the reference? Josh Allen reference?
No, sorry. What's that one?
Oh my gosh. Josh Allen. Buffalo Bills. Come on. No?
I don't watch.
All right.
I'm too busy in the markets, my friend.
Yes, we got almost
full team. Yeah, almost the whole team. All right, cool. So we're going to do kind of a demo overview of our dashboard. I think we definitely haven't done enough of that to like show people how to use everything. And, we've updated it so much. And speaking of updates, maybe Josh will share a little bit of what he's updating today. No? Am I going to put you on the spot? You going to do that? Thinking about it?
We're quite ready to unleash that curtain.
All right. Well, anyways, we're going to be updating our dashboard, make it a little bit easier for people to use, which I think is going to go a long way. Because people that do use our dashboard and actually check in and, put in the work have better results, period, 100%. We have the data that backs that up. And we hope everybody starts putting in the work, because when you do, you get better results. You make more money. And that's really the gist of why people do what they do all day, right? You trade to make money, and why not use tools that help you do that? And now we have data from, I think, like 17,000 traders now, that people that use our stuff and use it religiously, they're using it all the time, make more money. They might have a lower win rate, which is weird, but they make more money. So use our tools. I mean, super important. That's why we're going to go over this session today. It's pretty much all about using tools and how to use the platform, and we're going to talk through everything. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully everybody had a good trading day today.
Yeah, let's get a green or red in chat. Let's see how you did today, guys.
Let's hear about it.
All right. Is Josh over here vibe coding? Because he looks very focused on something. Are you vibe coding, Josh?
I'm just staring at you.
Small day, but green. That's
green?
Good.
Okay, good. Good stuff.
Wow, almost everyone's green.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah, good stuff.
Someone just say red to make me feel better.
Looks great.
I have a tan?
Apparently.
You have a tan
when you're
next to me.
Oh, that's because you never go outside. Green, not good. TFT platform. Green, high.
Let's
a lot of active people today.
Platform, Josh.
All right, we have it up. We want to go through like rotations of let people talk about it, or how are we going to do this, Josh?
Let Raj kind of run this thing, but
So what we'll do is we'll start the giveaway at 50 likes, and I'm going to get working on that link. So as soon as we get 50 likes, I'm going to drop the link to the giveaway. But until then, we'll have Josh just talk about TFTX, the platform, all its risk settings, and then we're going to zoom out a little bit and get into the entire TFT dashboard and all the features that you have. So take it away, Josh.
All right. Yeah. We built a platform around a platform, and the main one we got here is Project X. So we named it TFTX, but underneath the covers, it's the full Project X platform you might have seen over at other companies like TopStep. So we've got all the cool risk settings built in. If you didn't know about it, I can hop in here to the risk settings, and this is the highlight, right? There's some great basic trading tools. I would love this stuff. Like, this is TradingView, right? They started with TradingView. They built on top of it. They have some really cool stuff that's coming down the line. But most people come to this platform can move pretty quick because they're so comfortable with it, because they're used to TradingView. You have all your drawing tools. You have everything you can do on TradingView. But what's cool is, they've leaned in at Project X along with us that risk is important, and the more we can do to help make risk management easy, the more people hold, the more money people can potentially make. So that's exciting for us.
Something you should mention is we have data. We're data driven, right? We like to analyze data. We're same way with trading. So keeping that in mind, we actually know the data for Rithmic accounts versus Project X accounts. And we can tell you, because of the risk parameters that are unchangeable, there's a higher pass rate on Project X than there is on Rithmic. And that's because of the risk settings. When you put those boundaries on yourself as a trader, it really helps eliminate those like really bad days that people get. And that's really what trading is. It's managing risk, and making the money is like just a consequence of managing a risk, right? It's the good result. And we see that, and we're very, very data driven here. So that's one of the things is like, use those risk settings. If you're not using them, set your own risk criteria. You will see better results. You'll have more consistent P&L. You'll have less like crazy swings in your P&L. Use the risk settings. So as Josh was showing and demonstrating, set those up every day. Lock yourself out. That it goes a long way. I know it's not fun to stop trading on the day if you hit your risk early, but in the long run, you're going to make a lot more money because you're controlling risk. And that's really the fundamental of trading.
Yeah, and you can see here in the risk settings, a lot of this stuff should apply to everybody in one way or another. You should be using the risk settings. If you're with us, please use the risk settings, because we're going to encourage you, the further you get along, to use this stuff. It's going to help all of us do better. All of us take money out of the markets. That's what we're here for. Don't farm us. Let's farm the markets together. Let's get you there quickly. Some of the basic stuff here is come in here. You just got on the platform. This is a great way to just set up a dollar amount for, look, I want every trade I place just to automatically go for $100 profit and let's say $50 risk. So when you do that, and then you come back in to your page, let's close this out. It's going to automatically, oh, I didn't do it right. This is why I should have done it right before the stream. Anyway,
what did you do right?
I set the dollar amount. I think I need another setting to make. Oh, here we go. Automatically apply. There it is.
Oops, you forgot the.
That's the one. All right, let's flatten it. So now when I place a trade, let's get rid of that. Now when I place a trade, now it's automatically going to figure out what's $100 of risk based on my contract size, or $50 of risk, and what's $100 of profit. Let's say that's the kind of trade you want to take. That's a great starting approach, and a great all-in, like, this is me dipping my toes into risk management, into paying attention to my trading and what I should put on the line. Don't over obsess too much about I need 5-to-1 on my trade or anything like that. I would just set it to like a 1-to-1 and just make sure your stop's on, and this will help you do it in a dollar way. And that kind of gets back to how we kind of suggest you do the risk management, and that would be figure out what's your total drawdown on the account that you picked. How many trades a day roughly should I expect from my strategy, and then work backwards from there. So let's say you had, let's say you wanted your daily risk to be $500 and you're going to risk $100 a trade. Set that up. So risk per trade, $100. Target $100 on profit. That's a great place to start, and start dialing in what makes sense for you. You can start augmenting that as you understand your strategy, your own trading patterns, all that stuff. But what's really cool is that's just the start of what the risk settings you have built in. Then you can go into more stuff. So the lockout button, next biggest thing you should be paying attention to. So if you want to lock yourself out immediately, and we all have been there, you're taking trades, you get tilted, and tilting isn't necessarily that you're losing money, right? Tilting is not being centered. Are you tilting towards the ego of it, and people knowing that you're doing well? You're tilting towards, I'm so amazing, I just got 3 wins in a row. Let me do some napkin math about how I'm going to make $100,000 over the next week when I do all this stuff, and that'll get you on a bad path. What you want to do is recenter yourself. I'm doing well. Let me recenter myself. Maybe you should reduce risk, or maybe you should just hit this button and say lock for the day. And not even us. We're not even able to unlock that until the next trading session. So all you got to do is take your trades, lock in that profit hit this button and you won't even have an opportunity to go for a walk and then come back and be like, oh, I could just, there's some more time in the day. Like $1,000
more
is cool, but $2,000 is really cool, and $10,000 is amazing. So like, yeah, let me just push some trades in, and we all know where that goes. So these tools are available to you across all of our Project X accounts. Lean on them. Like that's what they're there for. A lot of the other companies might not suggest to lean on this stuff, but we do, because we're actually trying to get you to build some good patterns so we can make some good money together in live and not just lose it in a couple days. So there's the daily loss limit that you picked with us, which is actually like 40% of your max drawdown, which we think is substantial. And everyone should be thinking in terms of that for risk. But if you want to tighten your risk more, which we would still suggest, you can hop in here, put your daily loss limit lower. You can set a daily profit target that could match our base hit. Maybe that's a pretty good idea. So when you hit a certain profit target of the day, a profit target on the day will also lock you out in the same way. You can manually lock yourself out. So yeah, jump in here. There's some good documentation on the Project X website that goes over every single one of these in detail, including locking down contracts, which contracts you trade. Maybe you don't want to trade minis. Maybe you realize minis aren't the best approach for most accounts if you're trading equities and you only have $1,000 of drawdown, $2,000 of drawdown. Limit yourself. Say I only want to trade 3 contracts on the MBS, or I only want to trade during this time frame. It's all available here. And if you want to take a short break, you can even say, let's set a trade clock for 5 minutes and enable the trade lock. So the next 5 minutes I can't take a trade, and then I can get back into it. Really listen to yourself, lean on these tools to make it happen, and be the risk manager or the enforcer that you might not have available to you.
That's awesome. Brian, do you want to go over the study we ran regarding people who journaled?
Yeah, I can't really see right now. So check my message.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Your screen go away.
No. So sometimes bright lights give me migraines, and I'm getting one right now. And then I got a spot in my vision, so I literally can't read any. I have to kind of like try to look. I can't actually read anything at the moment.
All right, no problem.
Yeah. So I
mean,
pop off.
It's okay.
Because I won't be able to read anything. All right. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. Yep. So these are numbers pulled straight from our system. We do massive amounts of data analysis on the trader's success, because we're trying to figure out like what can we do to increase that. We're not crazy to think that we can make everybody succeed at trading. The market's way too difficult to that. But if we can, as we make dents in success on the traders, they're huge wins for us. They're huge wins for you guys. So extracting that information and being able to show it to you is exciting for us. So this is literally traders who use the system extensively. And by using the system, we mean you do your daily journal, you do setups, you're doing that daily. We're not looking, these statistics aren't trying to find nuances to exclude certain people that aren't doing well or anything like that. This is just the straight raw. As a whole, on average, our traders that are doing the work with us, using the systems we've built that are fully proprietary and extremely enjoyable to use, and Raj will be getting to that in a minute. But we're seeing a substantial difference on those traders where they're having more green days, they're passing more assessments, and they're not spending more on resets, and that's what we're showing you here today. We're very excited to show that, because it was always a hypothesis until we got the data, but now we have the data, and the more we can lean into this, and the more we can funnel you guys into doing the right thing that we all know we should be doing. We can show you that it's worth it. It's not just BS.
Yeah. Do you want to go to questions? I think there's...
Yeah, sure. Just bring them all up.
Okay, cool. I'll just bring...
How are you guys doing in today's market? So us personally, we're doing all right. Raj is actually going into a little bit of a quantitative automative mode. And he's been doing extremely well with that.
Yeah.
So that's pretty exciting. He's been talking with the Edgeful guys, and he's using some of that to kind of formulate some scenarios where he's risk managed in live accounts, of course, to make that work. And he's actually doing extremely well.
Yeah.
I'm always a skeptic when it comes to automated strategies, but he's proven me wrong so far, and it's pretty exciting to see that. He did a lot of work on the back testing and understanding where this could be. He set his expectations, and he's far surpassing what those expectations are. So an increase in size and is going to be on his horizon. Are we going to introduce Tradovate CQG? That is a possibility. We have some conversations going on behind the doors. No announcements at this point.
Cool. Yash said you can check my data.
We'll check it, Yash. If you want to send us your email, actually, we will check it. We won't have to do it live on the stream, but maybe another day we will. But we're happy to kind of look it over and give you feedback on it if that's what you're looking for. And if you're looking to flex, we'll look it over and say, nice job.
Yeah. Morzen said, what is the idea behind only allowing 2 accounts?
Yeah, so 2 accounts max. So honestly, when we first started, we only wanted 1 account. So we want people to focus. We gave in. We're doing 2 accounts because we're understood. You know, we're trying to be progressive about it. We're trying to meet the traders where they're at. We know traders believe there's a nice psychological advantage to trading smaller accounts. I get that. I think a lot of that, my personal opinion is, it's not necessarily the multiple accounts that people are after and people are seeing better success from. It's that they're willing to reduce their risk per the actual requirements or drawdown of the account to match what the account is and still somehow pull out more money. So I get it. You trade 10 accounts, you only make $100 a day. That feels better. But realistically, I don't think most of the time you're succeeding because it's just purely psychological. Because you're counting the numbers, you're thinking in your head, you're like, I just took $100 trade. You're like, oh, but it's $1,000. You know the risk. You're not tricking yourself. You can't trick yourself. It's like trying to tickle yourself. You can't do it. You're inevitably know exactly what that risk is. You're going to feel it. It's just I would take that information and understand size appropriately for the account. And then above that, while a lot of these places, you're going to be in accounts for months in a simulated brokerage account, and you're stuck at that size, and there's promises of going live and promises of increased size and maybe bonuses or whatever they're offering. We have by far the shortest period of staying in a sim, and then we move you to live, and then we will size you vertically. So none of the accounts you get with us are limited. So you can get the smallest account we have. If you're doing well, we're going to go, hey, and if you aren't even asking for it, we might reach out to you and be like, hey, you're doing really well. You're sustaining. Tell me more about what you're doing. Let me figure out how to size you up. Let's get you there, because $3,000 drawdown accounts, $6,000 drawdown accounts. We want to make big money. You want to make big money. We want to get you there. None of these accounts are limited in that way. So
I think a lot of traders, Josh, are focused on scaling up, but I think they should be more focused on the risk management, because we will come to you and we will tell you you should size up now. You need to just completely forget about when you should scale up or how you should scale up. We will force you to scale up at one point because we want to make money. We're doing this for a reason, and we're with you on that.
Yeah, just build that cadence. Be a soldier. Just keep taking trades. You can do really well and produce a lot of good side income to start with by just taking these smaller trades and hitting these base hits. And that's what we want to get across to people is you don't need a ton of accounts. Just start taking these base hits and size up the base hits. And then the base hits become more than base hits.
We have some questions here regarding that drawdown.
Stay the same ones, move this in brokerage. So initially the drawdown is the same, but once you're showing us that you're doing a really good job and you're able to manage our capital, because that's what this is, we are open to negotiating the split and then reinvesting in you. So the example would be, let's say you did a really good job getting to $10,000. in profits, and you took out $10,000 in profits. It's 80-20 right now. We've got seats on the exchange we extend to you. You're getting really low execution fees. All of that adds up to bottom line that you can take a payout from. But once you get to that point, we might go, okay, look, we're willing to reinvest, take out the money that you've earned so far, and we're going to start a new account that's got much more drawdown, right? So let's maybe we'll start you at, I'm not going to throw any numbers here that people are going to try to hold me to, but it's literally, we're going to give you a much larger chunk as a drawdown with a bigger split towards us. And we're going to be like, okay, we want you to really be more aggressive, put on the risk. We're going to be monitoring you. We're going to be talking to you. We're going to do this together, and let's see what we can push out of your system with you running it. So that's really the big goal here, is finding those traders that are in that top tier, in that top percentage, renegotiating with them and going big. So,
yep. We are about to dive into the journal real quick. We're just going to get through some questions. I don't know how you pronounce your name.
Garak 7.
Garak?
I make mental review of my trades. I do not journal type out. Is it okay for my eval trading? It's okay, but are you here to be okay? Or are you here to get better? Are you here to do something that you want to feel like you're doing professionally? Do you want to do something where you feel like I can monitor what I'm doing and not just go with my gut feeling of how I think I'm doing, because I'm basing it off of I reset 20 times at X firm over here and I made a payout, and then I bought 30 accounts over here. You don't want to lose 50K of virtual drawdown or $100,000 of actual virtual drawdown by blowing all these accounts and then think you're doing well because you get a $5,000 payout. You need to type it out. You need to type out what you're thinking. It affects the trading. It affects how you should adjust your trading. In your mind, again, nothing's perfect. There might be some anomaly where someone doesn't need to write anything down. They don't need to do any reviews of the trading, and they kill it. And we all want to be that guy because it's the easiest. You pull up to the computer, you flip buttons, you click trades, you're out, you make a ton of money, you do no work. And maybe there's a point where you can get to that, where you can do that. If you're here talking right now, you're probably not that person. And I'm not putting you down specifically at all. I'm just saying this is an ecosystem of, there's some really top traders that are at major hedge funds that might be doing that kind of a thing. They're still being monitored for risk. They're still being monitored for process and their strategies. Don't think that goes away, and it's all being written down. So which camp do you want to be in? Do you want to be in the camp that has a chance to make this succeed? Or do you want to be in the camp that just feels good getting lucky gambling wins every now and then and gets to chat, and that could be okay. If you just enjoy doing that, do it. But yeah, it's our first suggestion at all times. And we put our money where our mouth is, and we've built full on tech stack that we continue to build. That's all about this. So you choose your path, but I'll let you know that's the path I'll always suggest.
That's a good answer there. There's some questions about my automated trading. Violet asked, do you have any information about how I do my strats? I'm looking more into it. It's hard to get good information. And then similar question, can you elaborate a little bit more? So I went through Edgeful's onboarding process, and they have a section at the end of it where they show you how to export their strategies and bring them into Excel and then optimize it based on basically unlimited factors. You could optimize it based on size of the orb, day. Sky's the limit. I'm not really a big Excel person, but it was easy enough for me to figure out, and that's pretty much
using. So Edgeful, we've had them on a few weeks ago. We've had them on a couple times. They're good friends of ours. We've actually been chatting with them since last year when we were both kind of building something up that was new. So we're both actually mutually excited for each other because we think they do a great job. They fill a void on understanding the data in the markets and coming up with some really good trade ideas, and like trade ideas that are formulated and built on numbers, built on data, built on something that is worth building strategies on.
Yeah.
But recently they added fully automated strategies that you can pay for. They don't just hand it over to you in a way where you just get it and flip it on necessarily and it's going to work. Nothing necessarily works that way. But Raj went through in depth for quite a period of time investigating how he would use it and what works for him, what works for his risk tolerance. And it's working. He's letting it run. He's monitoring it. He's always looking at the new data and how it's handling it. And yeah, these things can work, and we fully support automated strategies. We think that's going to be a big part of the future. So if you want to use an automated strategy, come to us. We'd love to even chat about it, help you try to figure out how to make it better.
Okay, do you want to hop into the demo of
yeah, you want to pull up all that data?
There we go. So I'll let you sort of walk me through it, and I'll just be controlling.
Okay. And as Brian alluded to earlier, we have a refresh of the dashboard coming, but it's not just a refresh where it's going to be easier to use. It's a refresh that's going to add features and functionality that are pretty exciting. Our biggest goal here is we want to get rid of all the noise for our traders. How can we make it so you can just come to us, you can focus on the trading, we make it as easy as possible to do the work so you can get the most out of your time spent. You don't have to go sign up for a third party for this, a third party for that, a third party for this. It's literally just like, how can I give you that tunnel vision so we can make the most use out of you as a successful trader? Like, you are the edge in our mind, right? That 20%, that discretion that traders make up, that's the magic that we're looking for in traders. So yeah, in this is another trader in traders data. I see he's logged it. What you can see is on the left, those trades that are coming in, those trades coming in real time. So he hasn't done it yet, but he can come in here now and start tagging his trades immediately. No messy, export my trades, import them into a third party, and I'm out of context and I don't know what's going on. You can literally be doing this work while you're trading, so you can make the most use of it later when you're trying to analyze, okay, in this case, I'm taking the break and retest, and like, what are my best time frames for taking the break and retest strategy that this particular trader has? You got to do some work. You still need to categorize it for us and catalog it so we can come in, and you as yourself, you don't have to talk to us about this to make this work, but our reporting is only getting better. Again, really exciting stuff. I wish I could say out loud. Unfortunately, we are sort of the R&D shop of the space, and people like to take ideas off us. So those kind of those have to come out at the last minute. But yeah, we're doing the work is really nice with us because we're the only ones where trades will come in real time, and you can tag those trades in real time and see the reporting in real time. Everything is, don't wait until 11 p.m. at night when you don't want to do it. Do it while you're taking the trade. You're in between trades. You're done with the trades. It's the least amount of effort. We're trying to make it the least amount of work possible to do the work, and hopefully our value of your time, you guys start realizing that as you use the system, that look, we're trying to give you that way to improve your trading, and not start thinking about 10 different sites you need to sign up for and all this other stuff. So that's where we head as a company, and that's what we've already built. So definitely use these facilities. They're free. We do not upsell on any of this stuff. We even give you TFTX as a copy trader built in. If you don't have that, you have Rithmic, and you want to use that, we give you a free license for ETP Trade Copier. It's all about getting rid of the noise for the traders so they can focus on your job, and that's to manage our capital. And if we can do this at scale.
This trader is locked out currently because he manually locked himself out. Even though he had enough risk on the day, he just manually locked himself out, and you can't take a trade anymore.
And that kind of gets you over to the left panel. Is we have the risk available, and that's based on your daily loss limit. And you can go in and open up the risk per trade settings, if you want to pop that open. And this will give you a nice visual way of saying, this is how much I want to risk per trade. I want to see that. And when he does that, you can see it's segmented.
It's 3 big chunks there now.
Yeah, there's 3 big chunks on the day. Let's say he's willing to risk $100 on the day. So now you're going to get a sense of, where am I on my risk? Thinking again back to risk first. Now you can focus on that. I'm going to take $100 a trade. Hopefully by just seeing that, you take a trade and you're out, and you're at $120 loss on that. Those kinds of things, those little things that are in your face, can make a difference on if maybe the next time, maybe you won't go over your risk per trade. Maybe you'll stick to that $100, and then eventually you're building that muscle memory, maybe dropping the muscle memory you've been doing at some of these other companies. which inevitably happens because of how they pitch the companies, how YouTubers, how they all pitch these companies. They really, they push you towards over leveraging and getting aggressive, not so much focusing on the risk, even if they say it. What they're actually doing is not that. So that's what this is. We're trying to rehab you guys, get into our live brokerage account so we can benefit from the rehab, which means you benefit from the rehab as well. We're all making money together. We're not blowing accounts. So let us help you get there.
I want to dive into two of my favorite features, which is the trade routine and the trade ideas. But real quick, the giveaway link is pinned in the top comments. So enter, and we're going to be spinning for that pretty soon. Do you want to talk about trade routine and the idea behind this, Josh?
Yeah. So the big thing is we want you to collect yourself when you get to your desk. You pull up your monitor. A lot of people might go right to the charts instantly and go, okay, how can I get in something? Like, I want to get in something. Oh, that was a big move. I'm going to go on a Discord chat room and say, big move, guys. Wow. And then everyone's got the FOMO. Like, no. You get to your desk. Let's give you guys a process, a wizard, something to hit first before you start going into looking at the charts. And again, part of this is looking at the charts. But the first thing is look at yourself. You woke up. How do you feel? Right? Track it. We made it easy. There's some faces. If you don't understand what fearful looks like, look at that face. Are you making that face? Go look in the mirror. Are you fearful? If you are, click it, right? Track it. You're not tracking this and it's going to nowhere. You're tracking this and you're going to be able to look. You're going to be able to monitor yourself and say, oh, look, there's a strong correlation when I have lack confidence or I'm fearful in the morning, I am failing during the day, right? That's a clue. That's a tip. That's hey, there's a correlation between being sleepy and poor execution and poor outcome. We know it, everyone knows it. Everyone knows don't be tired when you trade. If you're too tired, don't trade. But until you see it and you see it for yourself in your own data, it's really hard to make that jump. You'll probably still take bad behaviors. You'll still trade when you're tired, unless you can really, really embrace and see your own statistics on it. So that's what this helps with. It's very easy. Hit these few buttons. It'll help you later. Yeah, how are we describing you so accurately? Yes. What might sound like I'm just describing you accurately is describing 90% of the traders. Most of the traders going into chat rooms and talking about their trading and posting P&L are not doing well. Just a little surprise for everybody. But all the social media posts, all the Twitter posts of people killing it. I'm behind the prop scene and I know what's going on. It's not exactly that. It's people struggling, people resetting too fast. And we all know what we should be doing. And this is part of it. Let's make it easy.
Yep.
Need a section for what drugs you're on. Okay.
Next update.
We'll put that down in the notes. Lack of confidence, neutral. Okay, let's move past this. You select your emotions. We're recording that for this day. We want you to pay attention to what's the market news. You don't know what the market news is? Click that. You'll see what the market news is today.
Do you want to talk about why this wasn't automated, Josh? Because we could have made this automated.
Yeah, well, we want you to not only see that the news exists, we want you to make conscious effort to read it and acknowledge it with a button. It's small, but it makes all the difference. You'll skip the process if it's just sitting on your screen and it's a little bit of noise. But by going through this process, we can guide you through understanding that you're acknowledging. Once you click buttons and you're saying, I acknowledge that there's news events, it helps, right? Again, market bias. You can say, this is where you can come in and give this is where my line of the sand is. You could put in the full market. So you could say gold over this price point, I'm bullish. Gold under this price point, I'm bearish. Make note of these things. Again, self-awareness. Analyze these markets. Come back in, mark it down. Don't just go in thinking, oh, it's bearish, now it's bullish, now it's bullish, now it's bearish. Come up with a plan. Try to get a macro view of the markets. It's not always going to follow that, but make sure you understand, look, it's been gapped up overnight. We're up 100 points on the NQ. I'm going to be bullish until we get back to that pre-market high, whatever it is. That's how you want to look at it and acknowledge it. And then more into the self-awareness, it's going to interpret basically your emotions and kind of just give you some tips. You said you had a lack of confidence. Let's dig deeper. and it's going to just give you some guidance on how to walk your brain through that. And
Yep.
then starting with that, maybe you have an opportunity to start your daily journal. So this is where you could get in here right now and say, all right, just type, just start talking as if you're talking to a risk manager or you have a team. Hopefully you guys have a little bit of a cohort that you work with. If you don't, this helps aid that. Put the date down, say, today I don't feel so confident. You could kind of give an overview, maybe what you're worried about, just everything that's going through your brain. Don't let it sit in there and take that valuable time that you could be using to be paying attention to your execution. Get it out on paper. This goes to, I forget who asked earlier, get it out of your head, put it down in the journal. Our journal's a Notion-esque journal. If you use Notion, it's got a lot of facilities, inserting screenshots. You can embed YouTube videos. It's even got a button over there. If you click it, Raj, for annotating. So if you're not a big typer, you can click annotate and it's going to use your built-in microphone and you can start talking to it. Maybe that's easier for you because you don't like to talk. You can even put workflow diagrams in there. We've got lots of cool stuff, even just inside the editor. All backed up in the cloud, all safe. So then you move on next. Now we're going to say, okay, do you have some daily goals that you want to add for the day? Usually you want to add all your daily goals. This particular trader has profit goal, assessment goal. I'd want them to expand on this. So when I think of daily goal, I'm thinking of process goals, not so much profit goals. So I would say, if I lose 2 trades in a row, I take a 5-minute walk. That could be a goal. Right. And start building these up. When you add them to this list, it saves it so you can add them to your daily goals each day. You can choose if all of these apply or not. Build these out. Build out your action items. That's what these daily goals are. What are your actionable items that you can take every day, that you can mark off a list, check off a list, and say, I did this well today. I know doing this every day is going to mean I make more money. So I'm going to put this on the list of things I need to do to make more money. And this morning prep is part of adding that to your guide for the day. Hit next again.
Any questions about this? Just type them in the chat.
You can get back to any questions. So if you feel like you were skipped, don't worry. So yeah, go to next. He's marked that goal as one he wants for the day. It gives you a quick little summary. Hey, you finished it. Good job.
Here's
a little summary. Yep. There's news. Again, I'm pretty excited because we've been working on the new user interface for all of this stuff, and it looks amazing, and it's going to add even more value to this whole process, make it easier. But now you can see, so he completed his daily routine. It should only take 2 minutes, right? Do 2 minutes a day on this, and you're going to make more money. Like, what else do I got to say? Like, we have the stats that show that people are doing this every day are making more money. Like,
for sure.
I don't know what more you want to be able to spend 2 more minutes and improve your edge.
It's proven. I mean, we can literally say that it's literally proven that traders that do this every day make more money. And we could get into why that probably is the case. I think it's a complex.
We had a lot of theories and hypotheses. There's an obvious hypothesis that everyone kind of resonates around. But what we're seeing is we're able to pull in all this data now and show you guys really cool stuff. And we're actually going to be publishing quite a bit more statistics on all the traders and trading behaviors to help guide everyone on what is working and what doesn't work at a prop. So that's also coming soon as well.
If you guys have any suggestions, now is the time to drop it, because we are doing sort of a mini overhaul of the entire system.
For sure. So then now you've done your morning routine, right? You've got half your trade routine done. Your journal's there. That's where he started his journaling. He started in the daily routine. Now it's accessible there at the bottom. You start taking trades. The trades show up. Leave notes on your trades. Tag your trades. Put setups on your trades. Let's do a couple of those. We can just revert them.
So I want to put a screenshot.
Yeah, don't take a trade though. But
no, he's locked out. I'm not going to.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So you can even take a screenshot, paste it to your clipboard, from your clipboard right into the notes. This will store securely and in our cloud. And you can just pull it up from anywhere. You can pull it up on your iPad later if you want to review your trades, add more notes. This stuff, get it out of your head. pay attention to what you're doing. Your trading strategy doesn't need to be 100% objective, and that usually doesn't even work. That 20% that you're going to be harnessing and pushing is you. It's you, your execution quality, what's in your brain, your ability to execute. But you got to understand what you're doing. You can't just say, "Oh, I was red today. I need to change everything," and go find a new strategy on YouTube. You gotta put a little more into your strategies and learn how to adjust one variable at a time, like it's a science experiment. That's what's going to get you there.
John Rivera asked, "Is this?"
Yeah, this is all free. All these tools that we ever build are from day one when you start your assessment, even in the practice accounts. So if you're not ready to create an assessment, do not waste your money. Don't go spend more money on assessment. Don't go trying to fail just on the hope that, well, what if I do? I don't want to spend my time and then I do get a payout. It's like, you know, if you're ready, and you know if you've been struggling elsewhere, just use our practice accounts for like $20 a month. And if you do have an assessment, we will give you up to, I think, 3 free practice accounts to use while you have your assessment. So use that as a way to fully use the system to forward test a new strategy. And it'll feel a little bit better than just trading in your own local sim, because you are spending a little bit of money on it. So it does add a slight amount of stress factor that you can only get when real money is on the line.
Yep. So we can save screenshots, but you can also save YouTube videos. And this could be your own unlisted recording of your stream. It could be just a YouTube video you want included in your notes or in your daily journal. Totally possible. So here we could just put in a YouTube video, for example, and it gets embedded right there.
Yep. So as he's saying, it'll honor whatever you're authenticated with Google inside, whether you do unlisted or private on your YouTube videos. When you pull it back up in the journal, it's going to completely honor that. So your private videos are not visible to us, but you can still use YouTube to do your recordings if that's what you prefer. And then, just embed it right on the day. Here's my day of trading. Here's the video. Here's my journal entry. Here's all my journal entries for the individual trades, my setups, my tags. And then when you're done with the day, then you can go back to your daily process that started with the morning routine and click close out, right? So this is when you're ready. You're like, okay, I'm done trading. I'm ready to close out and kind of review my day. So
it would say,
it's going to take a second here. It might just be loading.
There's a pretty good suggestion, by the way, here by Zipster.
There it is. Can you have a nickname? Yeah, so no, I'll say quickly, you don't have a nickname right now for our personal accounts. Awesome suggestion, and we might get that rolled in with this facelift that we're doing. Basically, I say facelift, but it's basically turned into version 2.0 because of all the cool new functionality it is. It's not like, hey guys, check out how shiny this new button is. We're actually putting features in there that contribute to more profit for people, you know. It's not just, hey, we're releasing a new dashboard update. You guys are gonna be so excited. We know no one cares about dashboard updates. They just want ways to make more money, faster, you know, better help for the traders. We want ways to live brokerage. We understand that's the real value, and that's the kind of features we go after. But at the same time, it will be easier and more attractive.
And we're always open to suggestions, guys. Like, let us know.
For sure. Yeah. So here's the trade analysis. So you're closing out the day. This is what we want you to do when you're done. So when you're done, maybe you went into Project X, you lock yourself out first, pop open the screen.
This is important because this will tell you that you're missing some trades, and ideally, you don't want to miss any trades.
And by miss he means there's no setups or tags. He's not tagging them. He's not saying what setup he took. You didn't do all the work.
We only tagged one trade here, as you can see.
So the closeout process identified 6 trades not tagged. Hey, warning, we're not going to stop you. You know, again, we really want you to do this because we see the benefit for you, which is the benefit for us. The Zoom didn't like that. Yeah. And this is just breaking down your day, and it's showing, just keep it zoomed out, I guess. It's fine. The hourly performance there is going to break down your day, like how well did you do over the day, the kind of things you'd be doing a review on your day. Your setups, how well did each setup perform? Again, we just marked one setup, that break and retest, and you can see the win rate on it. If he would have taken 10 break and retest trades, he would just get a good idea of what happened today, how did I perform? And then go over to next. And this is when you rate yourself. So not only the daily goals that you did during the day, this is allowing you to give you a sense of okay, I adhered to my plan, I adhered to my execution, and the number isn't as important that you pick on this as it is to you. It's all relative to you. So you want to be able to say, my risk management, like, you know what 70% means to you on your risk management, and you'll start gauging what that percentage should be day to day as you do this. So you'll get a better understanding of what does 70% mean. Am I really at 80% because I did these things? Whatever's relative to you and your situation, everyone's different. We're not going to try to put everyone in a little box. So that's the point here. So you rate yourself, again, more paying attention to yourself, understanding what you were doing, not just keeping it in your head. Let's mark it down, and it doesn't just go to nowhere. Let's go to next. And now you're going to get a little more information. Again, we're working with another trader on this one, the data we're using, but this is going to give you a breakdown of the last several months and how have each of those performance evaluations you've done on yourself every day correlated with your bottom line, right? Again, it's a little hard to see here because I don't think he's been doing it quite enough.
So let me just uncheck everything, and we'll just see the correlation between P&L and final grade.
There you go.
So
the final grade is a combination. It's an aggregate of a bunch of different metrics, including the performance breakdown. And you can see that up there at the top left, a B. So that's your execution, right? That's how well did I work to do what I needed to do as a trader, as a trading job. And then again, being able to see the results is important. So what you're seeing right here though is P&L overlaid with
the final grade.
How much the final grade. So ideally you're doing this for months, you're doing it every day, and you can start saying, okay, my final grade, I started with a D, poor execution, and I'm seeing my P&L, while it might not be an exact correlation, generally speaking, I'm getting a trajectory where I'm on the right path. I'm doing the work.
Yep.
I'm paying attention that I'm doing the work. I know where I need to improve. And this data is invaluable, and I can't do it for you. I can't do this for you. You guys have to self analysis. But what we can do is make it as easy as possible and in your face as possible to hopefully you do it.
Yep. And you can also filter by the specific trait like execution or risk management or emotional control. This is really a powerful tool. And if you use this for, as Josh said, long enough time, you'll start to see trends. And I think that's useful.
That's what we want out of it. And it's one thing to say, oh, I know I shouldn't trade when I'm tired, or I know I shouldn't, I think I've been getting better at execution. Oh yeah, I'm killing it now. And most people have a recency bias where they're like, oh, I've been killing it for the last 2 days. I'm good now. Everything's going to be fine. You got to look at it in longer term statistics, or you don't have any, you really don't have any, you're just talking out your ass, really. That's the best way to put it. So yeah, complete this. Now you're all done. It kind of gives you a nice little rewarding. Your trade routine's done. You can see that full summary on the screen. You can pull up this day and see it whenever you want. And that's why this is awesome. And then what's really cool is across all your accounts, all the resets you've ever done, you can hop into the reports page and start getting a lot more in detail. So we've got even more depth, and it's cross account. So you can, at the top, filter by certain accounts or certain tags or certain times a day or combinations of all that, and start going into much more specific information about how things are working. And we don't love splitting up. A lot of people like to just look at the one account that they're trading. They're like, oh, let me just throw everything behind this because I don't want to see those numbers. I don't want to see that negativity. We're big proponents of, no, accept it. This is what you did. It's okay, right? You need a point of reference to know you're getting better. You can get better. Let's do this. Don't put things under the rug, guys. Every decision you're making matters, and that's who you are. A person doesn't change their trading behaviors in 2 days and their thoughts and their trajectory. It's over time.
Real quick, while we're on this topic, we could see overall this trader's P&L is pretty red, but we have this really cool tool called the P&L simulator. And what this allows you to do is simulate how your P&L.
Well, first show that's the baseline. So that's a normal P&L curve you see on the chart. So now you might want to be like, hey, what if I change something? How would that have affected my P&L curve across all accounts that I've done this thing in over time? So now you can start making adjustments and say, these are like, here's the main biggest impact, small adjustments I can make to have that would have had the biggest effect on my P&L. So you can see he can reduce certain products he's trading. He can reduce times of day, setups, days of week, number of times traded in a day, and they'll all start overlaying. So like take some of those off. I believe there's a clear all filters at the very top right. There we go. So now he's going to get rid of gold and some more of these.
So let's get rid of a few trades here, and we can see how it looks. So we'll add those.
Unfortunately, this trader's been doing has needed a little bit of push, but
so now we're starting to see a better P&L curve just by reducing some of the symbols here.
the light color being the simulated P&L based on if he removed certain things.
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to go overboard on here. You want to just start making some small adjustments, but this will give you a better idea of what could have, based on all your historic data. Current versus could have.
By day of the week, you could start filtering it out. Like, what if you only took trades on Fridays and Mondays? This is what it would look like. Or what if
Or you reduce the number of trades you take in a day, or the amount of contracts you use.
Yeah.
Those are all questions we have, and it's hard to get those answers, and we all just shoot from the hip for the most part when we're trying to figure out this information.
Yeah.
But the more trades you put into our system, the more you're going to get out of it, and it'll be clear. And you won't have to just be like, oh, I think Mondays suck for me. You're like, no, look, Mondays suck for me, and if I would not trade Mondays, I would actually have passed the account and made a lot of money already. Sometimes that low-hanging fruit is enough to make things right. So
if we look at this right here, if this trader only traded on Monday, he would be up across all his accounts 2.3K versus being down almost 9K. So that's something that you could just see right off the bat. And we don't know what the reason for that is. Maybe his strategy just works better on Monday, or maybe he's more fresh and he's just making better decisions. But do this,
and it doesn't necessarily mean he has to stop trading on those days. It could mean maybe you should just lower your risk. Maybe you should just risk less on those days to start with. There's a lot of everyone's different. Everyone's plan is going to be different when you're working with us, when we're looking at your information and when you're looking at it and trying to figure out what to do next. But a lot of times you can make more money by subtraction than you can with adding. You don't need to go, I need a new strategy, a new one that's better, that has a higher win rate. It's like, no, just what about your strategy isn't working? And low-hanging fruit, reduce.
It's a really good comment by Alex. You can actually set up a tag as A+, B, B-, and then you could sort of filter by tag and do exactly what you're talking about. So let's say this is your plan. Now you've decided this is how I can make my P&L curve look better. You can click Trade Plan Summary, and it would kind of walk you through what you need to do. You want to go through this, Josh?
Yeah. So now you've clicked your trade plan summary, and this is based on the screen we're looking at. This is giving you a summary of the before and the after. So by negating some of those days traded that he was performing poorly in, it's giving him a sense of, and this isn't these are guidelines, right? This is what you exactly need to do, but this is information that you can use. That isn't just your buddy just telling you, oh, you should try this ICT thing I'm doing. You know what I mean? Nothing too much against ICT, but the point is, don't just be strategy hopping. Use tooling to understand your current strategy and how you look at the market and make smaller adjustments. So yeah, you can see before and after. You're starting to see the resulting P&L that he would have gotten, how many trades he would have taken compared to how many trades he took before, which filters were done. This is a nice little screenshot you could send to a coach, whether it's us or you're working with a coach outside of us. We're just trying to make this. We're trying to do our best. You know, we could put strategies up on billboards. We could say do the work all day and show you all the information, but until you do it yourself and see the results and see that you're actually a happier trader because you're a little less frustrated about what you're actually doing and why things might be going against you, like we're going to make it as easy as possible, and we're continuing to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
And it's I think you guys are going to be pretty blown away by the things we're building that are in this wheelhouse. That isn't just what a lot of other prop firms are announcing about, like, oh, you're not going to believe it, instead of $2,000 drawdown, we have $2,200 drawdown. Like that's not interesting to us. To us, it's how do we build a system to make traders do the right thing, and how does that increase our bottom line in the long run? Because we know the amount of energy traders are willing to put in. They want to work. They want to do this. They just get caught up in the fantasy and the romanticism of it all. And it's hard not to. You guys are all getting marketed to more effectively by a lot of these YouTubers and stuff that just aren't promoting good practices. They're promoting whatever it takes to get more viewers. So enjoy that, use that as entertainment, but use us as a way to actually get somewhere with this and not be struggling as much.
There's one
any more
feature
questions?
I want to talk about that's probably going to help all of you except the people that are scalpers, and that is trade ideas. And I think it's my favorite feature, pretty much. Do you want to talk about trade ideas real quick, Josh?
Yeah, I can. Hang on.
So trade ideas basically is about having a concept or an idea for a trade, and then being able to track it and then apply it to a trade. So Josh and I, we trade Nadro, and we have this thing called hypos, where we have hypotheses for trades in the morning, and basically ideas for what we are trying to see in each instrument. And having that inside the dashboard in a very concrete way, which has checklists, has been pretty huge. So
yeah. So the big thing with trade idea is, imagine you're coming into the market in the morning, right? And we want to make it so all the tooling is available to you, and there's a place to do it within our system. So again, we're always listening to the traders themselves. We're always trying to use these systems ourselves to understand what the traders need. What could we do? What could we put in front of your face at the right time? And one thing that we came up with was the concept of a trade idea. So the idea is, what you want to do is, when you come in the morning, you might notice certain things that are happening, and you might start typing up, okay, I'm looking for a trade when the ES, let's say when the ES runs these lows below 64.25.50, I'm going to want to take a long if I see price action start to make some legs up, something to that effect. Maybe that's your trade idea. That would be the idea for a trade. That would be, I hate using the word idea. I'm redundantly using it here. Trade idea would be ES. Okay. Let's say on the ES, long after 64.28 stop runs. So now I'm starting to do the work, right? I'm starting to go, okay, I'm going to do this is my setup. It's not actually that. This is for an example. It's going to be this setup, and this is how I'm describing it. I'm going to start taking notes. And this is where you get out of your head. So I'm watching the market. I'm like, okay, there's a long after 65.28. If it runs these stops and it's this particular strategy, I can start taking notes and saying, okay, sellers haven't given up. I'm seeing a decent amount of buying on the tape as we approach these lows. Going to sit this out until I see better confirmation after the stop run, like I said.
put in a screenshot.
So I'm only going to take this. Yeah, and then I could take a screenshot. So for later, I could say, okay, this is what I was seeing. And again, you could be recording this to YouTube if you were like recording on your own to YouTube, and you could embed it in your journal later. Totally an option. So now I could take this as part of my notes, pop open the screenshot of what the chart looked like as I was writing this, and then I can continue on. I'm watching it. Stay out of your head, guys. Flush it to disk. Flush it to the computer. Don't just stick in your head. Be very specific about what you're thinking and what you should be doing. And this can be like you're in a room with another trader, and you're bouncing an idea off them. It'll keep you centered. So let's just say, don't do that. I'm going to say don't do this, but for the sake of taking the trade, let's just say, okay, I'm noticing something about the trade. I've had patience on entry, right? So I'm just going to actually put that. I didn't get right into the trade. I didn't run it after this. I'm waiting for a stop run, so I didn't take an entry. To me right now, I should just be waiting. But again, for the sake of what we're doing here, what I'm going to show you is now I've been doing this work pre-trade. So I'm journaling pre-trade. I'm tagging. I'm saying what setup it is pre-trade. This trade may never come to fruition, right? And if that's the case, I might just delete it, right? But let's say now I go to take the trade, and let's just assume it ran those lows. Maybe we should wait just for illustration, but I'm not. I'm going to go ahead and take the long. So now I took the long. You can see it had the risk settings I said earlier. And hang on a second. Another day. That should have shown up. So we get a nice little live bug. Okay, there it is. So now we got this trade idea. This trade's in play. So this is our in progress trade. And you're like, oh, it's kind of daunting. It's like, well, now they're going to want me to categorize this trade I executed. But that's where the trade idea becomes valuable. You didn't waste your time. You did the work. You made some notes. Go to here and say, okay, no, that was this trade idea I had. Apply it. And it's going to copy all this information. All my journaling, everything just went in there. So now I just continue with my work. I took the work I started with. Now I'm in the trade. Now I can continue with the work, and I can continue to journal, but it's actually associated with those executions now. So now you're going to be able to associate the work you did pre-trade with the results. It'll be part of the reporting we showed you, all of that. That's the idea of a trade idea. And maybe in the morning you come in and you've got 5 different trade ideas across 5 different markets. You could say, okay, in oil, if oil makes it to these numbers and I see this, it could be this setup. Or if I'm in gold and I see this setup, you know, you get the idea. Or maybe I become short. Maybe I become I start looking for shorts based on a trade idea up in this region. Either way, it gives you a place to put it, and it's not just Notepad somewhere that you don't care about, somewhere where it feels like you're double doing the work. Use the system. That's trade ideas in a nutshell.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's one of my favorite features for sure, because after you take the trade, you just apply it right there, and you could also keep track of multiple trade ideas across multiple instruments and apply it right when that trade appears. And my favorite feature is honestly the checklist. Do you want to get into that, Josh?
Yeah, so you can get more nuanced on your setup. So the setups themselves don't have to just be a name. They can be, let me get back to my screen here. Okay, so what you can do is, let's say you had a setup, and you have to excuse me, we have development data. So the definition of the setup itself, you can make it unique to what resonates with you. Of course, there's the icons. You can do that. You can change the color. But what's really cool that we've got is you can set up categories and checklist items that you can put in those categories. So let's say you could say like pre-trade category, and inside this pre-trade category, I want to do like high relative volume. I want this also to be after 12 p.m. So these are qualities. These are like attributes of the trade that you want to take pre-trade. And then maybe you also want to do my trade management for this particular strategy. So now you can have just trade management, and then say, 2 micros max, take 1 micro on momentum, 2nd micro to target. And oops, and I missed that one. take 1 micro on momentum and click add. All right, gotta fix that. All right, so now that I've got that associated with my setup, now when I'm inside my trade and I say I'm using this setup, look what just popped in here. And this even popped in on the trade I was already in for the range day demand. Now I've got a checklist I can work with. So now when I'm in the trade, I can say, okay, it was high relative volume. It was after 12 p.m. Now I'm going to do my trade management. So I'm in this long. Now let's just close that out, and I'll just take off 2. I'll take off 1. And now I can say, I followed my trade management. And, this is just a very rudimentary example. Don't actually do exactly what I'm doing here, but I think the idea gets across. Use our system, define your setups, really build out your setups with checklists of exactly what they are. And then it's going to show up here right in while you're trading. When you say that's this setup is what I'm taking, now you got your checklist handy. It's right there in front of you, staring you at the face. This was your plan. Again, another little thing that just adds towards profitability, adds towards losing less, if anything. And a lot of people could stand to lose less. Yeah, so that's basically setups, trade ideas, and adding categories and checklists into those setups. It's pretty cool. There's some third-party software that does some of this, but none of it is just directly connected to your live trades, and you can do it while you're trading. You don't have to plan to export, import to third parties and just figure it out later. Like, what was my headspace at the time? Nope, don't have to do that. Just focus, guys. Focus on the trading for us. How's that giveaway going? Or do we have any more questions?
Yeah, let's get to some questions, and then the giveaway will be underway.
Okay. I could talk forever on this, so Raj, you're gonna have to pull me off the stage.
Yeah, for sure. Do you want to just go through the questions yourself? Just click on them to bring them up.
Okay. Can you start the last one just so I have a point of reference?
Yes, there are quite a few questions. There's one right there.
Okay. Can you guys work on the volume profile so it creates a daily volume instead of having to create a new one each single day? Yeah, so again, we built the trading platform itself that you're seeing. We support Rhythmic and stuff, so all those platforms exist and they'll work real time. Project X is what we're built on. We've been working with those guys for quite a while. We're very friendly with them, and I can assure you, I act as a, what's the word for it? I act as someone to go to Project X and be like, hey, you guys should do this. You guys should do this. This is what our traders are asking for. One of those things is volume profile. So that's definitely, I can say that's definitely on the list. I don't have a timeline. Liaison, there you go. That'll work. So yeah, I do that for you guys. I talk to them. I advocate. Let's advocate. Great terms. Let's keep going. Yeah, so that's what I do. I know what you guys want. I know what we want. And the short list is definitely the major things that you guys are mentioning here, and they are addressing them, and it's pretty cool. There's some good stuff coming to that platform. Volume profile is definitely one of them. Cumulative delta is another. VWAP deviations, all that kind of stuff should be coming pretty soon. All right. This is something that Project X needs to do. Go to the help section at TFTX and thumb up the relevant feature requests. Yeah, agreed. Favorite topics, afternoon, hello. I gotta go up higher here. Screen recording my sessions have helped a lot too. Yep, screen recording is an amazing thing. Every professional sports player, that's one of the first things they're gonna have you do. Start recording your basketball sessions, start recording it all and look and see where are you executing poorly, and then fix it. Work with your coach, make it better. Work with your coach, make it better. And that's the wheelhouse we're in. That's what we are. I like to say we're sort of like, I say this a lot now, but we have to sort of position ourselves so we look like another one of these casinos on the strip. But when you come in, you're going to realize it's more of a rehab facility and a facility that's trying to improve your trading. So we look one way on the outside because that's what we have to do to make the traders pay attention. But when you come in the doors, you'll very quickly realize that's not what we're about. We're about improving traders. 3 bad trades automatically locks you out for 5 minutes. So 3 trades in 1 minute. They don't have trades per minute, like a rate to lock you out, but they do have a total trades. I believe that's already in the Project X risk settings. Yeah, trade limits. So you can set your maximum trades in a day and maximum trades in a week. So this is a way you could do that. This will lock you out for the whole day if it hits, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe you guys shouldn't try to push it and be like, I only need to trade 5 trades an hour, but I'm going to do that every hour. I mean, one thing I can definitely tell you from the stats, on a whole, on average, the traders who take between 1 to 5 trades max a day are more successful than the traders that take more than 5. Again, that's on a whole. As a whole, there's plenty of scalpers that do that well, and they take a lot more trades in a day. But what I would tell you is the stats say our traders who take between 1 and 5 do better as a whole. So take that into consideration and maybe just use this and let it lock you out for the day instead of every 5 minutes. Cool. Let's see what else we got. We're looking for product testers. Yeah, actually, we always have room for beta testing because we do have an internal beta, again, that I've been talking about that'll be launching probably within about 10 days. It'll be a pretty big revamp on it with a lot of new features that are aligned with all this. So yeah, reach out to me. Might have you sign an NDA, and if you seem to be fit for it, I'll let you into the beta system and start giving us feedback. Sierra Charts licenses, yeah, so Sierra Charts, most of us trade using Sierra Charts on our team, actually, funny enough. So we are big proponents of Sierra Charts. We support Teton even in live. We don't have any licensing things right now in the sim for Sierra Charts. For us, it's one of those things where, like, if you're already trading on Sierra Charts, that's awesome and we're going to help you. But to kind of promote it as your first step with us, where like, oh, I've been meaning to try Sierra Charts and TFD will give me a free license for it. That's not really helpful for everyone because it is a complicated tool to get started with. So really just, if you're already using it, you're already paying for it. If you're doing well in the brokerage, all sorts of things are on the table for what we'll pay for. We already pay for one of your professional data fees in live, and we'd be willing to pay for more platform if you're doing well. Again, so show us you're doing well. We're going to help take care of you. So yeah, that would be this question. Big Short, can't wait. Most traders don't keep a funded account for even over a year, less than a month. How can they expect to be long-term profitable if they blow up account? Yeah, no, I ask people the same question. You gotta. There's 2 games here in this space, right? We're one of the games. We're the game that's trying to make you better in a way that you're going to be able to be more comfortable, not only holding our accounts but trading your own personal accounts. So if all you get out of us is you come in, use the system, and learn how to manage your risk better and learn how to scale a little bit better, and then you end up just trading your own personal account, we think of that as a win for everybody in a way, because we learned something from you and you got something out of the whole program as a whole. And hopefully we made a little bit of money together along the way. We're happy when that happens too. The other side of the aisle is you can sign up for some of the other companies that work in this space, and there might be some napkin math you can do and feel really good. Oh, if I just do this, I'll get this return on investment. I spent $70, and if I just trade this way and I do this for a year, I'm going to make X amount of dollars. And that's a great way of thinking, but just remember, almost every dollar being made as a payout for all these other companies is a dollar that was lost by someone else. For us, that's not the same case. A certain amount of the money that's going in goes to our risk, but that's risk that goes into a live brokerage account, and those payouts come out of the live brokerage account. So we're structured a little different. We're not going to be the #1 biggest company in the world doing it the way we're doing it, because we don't entice people to get really aggressive and try to make $1 billion the first day. And we don't care how much you blow up, just keep coming back. It's a little bit different here. So that's an isolated game. hopefully people, hopefully when the people come to us, as they do, they come in the door and they look around, they're like, oh wait, there's another way I could be doing this where I don't have to be as stressed out. I can feel like I'm making progress, and I feel like these guys are here to help me, because we 100%, that is literally what we're doing here. We wanted to build a program where all of us could sleep at night. So that's what this is. It's how much can we help our traders, and every single payout we're excited about, because it's a payout that's coming from live accounts. So there's not even a question about payout deniability. It just doesn't happen here. We're not paying sim payouts. Can you talk more about? Okay, so the different tax rate. So yeah, if you get to that point and you're an American citizen, we can move you over to another entity we have that's isolated, that you can become a partner in and get K1 benefits. So your payouts, still based on the performance of what you're doing, become a distribution, which is a K1. For most people, that's going to be a beneficial thing. One, because you're going to get the pass through on the 60. Again, just to throw this out here, one is not everybody's going to get to that point. People struggle, traders struggle. Two, I'm not an accountant. I'm not a tax advisor. So go do your own research. Everyone's situation is different. But that's the benefit there for you, is you'll be able to take the 60/40 on the taxes, which is 60% of all futures profits are 60% taxed on long-term capital gains. So it's a substantial savings over when you get a 1099 and you're having to do self-employment tax or something like that. That's the benefit of that. So for the people that want that, and the people that are willing to go through that extra bit of accounting stuff that you'll probably want to work with an accountant on, we'll work with you on making that happen. Let's see. What are things you see from profitable traders the majority of people don't do? Again, it's the quickest thing I can do is say, I can almost always say you're probably using too much size. Most people are using way too much size for these accounts, guys. And I know that the resets are low and the ROI is there, but what kind of muscle memory are you building? Are you okay with that? Are you okay with really screwing up your game because you're playing basketball in a really weird way and throwing the ball? Oh. Hang on one second, guys. Got to push your earphone. So think about what you're doing. Every time you're practicing, you're practicing what you are going to be and what you're going to do, not what you think you're going to be. You're taking steps, if you're over leveraging, to get in a habit of expecting over leveraging, and you know what the results are. Sure, you're going to have a couple times where you pass the eval really quick and you can be like, oh wow, look what I did, I just need to do more of that. That's probably not what's going to happen. That was probably a little blip in a journey of losses. You probably lost 20 accounts. You passed it one time, all by over leveraging, and you're convinced that you've got it figured out. It's probably not the case. And I can tell you that, talking to traders, seeing the data, working with hundreds, if not thousands of traders at this point, definitely looking at the data of thousands of traders, over leveraging is like the number one killer. Listening to your daily loss limit, which is, again, we have a daily loss limit that's enforced on purpose because it actually stops the traders from blowing their account in a single day. Some traders want that because they can move faster and I failed, I'll just reset again. I'll fail, I'll reset again. It's a nasty habit to get into, and to think you can just walk away with that and not carry some bad habits, you're in for a surprise. Where bold strategies and fearless traders shape the markets of tomorrow. Thank you, TFT team. Yeah, thank you for that feedback. We're relentless. We have to swim uphill to get people convinced that they should do the right thing, but the payoff is huge. Not only long-term between all of us, we'll make money in the markets together, but the shorter term, we're seeing traders come to us and say, I was lost. I was caught up in all these prop accounts and trying to collect them and do a million different accounts. But now that I'm here, I just want to focus on you guys. I want to use the system. I want to get rid of the noise. We are that sweet spot. If you want to get rid of all the noise, come to us. We'll take care of you. And to top it off, you'll get one-on-one private coaching with us. And look, we're CME Group corporate members. We have seats leased on the exchange. Our round trips are ridiculously low. So your balance is. You might look at all the weird details of another program and like, oh, they give me this to start with. I get 100% of this. It's like, start doing the math on, you're actually going to fail a lot getting there most of the time. There are gotchas for, oh, you have to hold for 10 seconds or you're not going to get that money, or they're going to find a reason to deny you. We literally align with the CME group and CFTC and any regulatory, and that's it. So we're pretty much, you can trade any style that you want to trade unless you're actually exploiting our software, or it's something exploiting something in that. It's just, you go through. Like, we want you to find edge. If your edge is in taking small scalps all the time, then hell yeah, let's do it. Let's figure out how to make that better. So our execution costs on micros, I think, are 84 cents right now through Dorman, round trip, all in on a micro on NQ or MNQ or MES. So you do the math. You're taking a lot of trades in a day on what you'll be able to take a payout with, and maybe how many times you're blowing other accounts because that's not on your list of things you're paying attention to because they don't want it to be. They might refocus you in their marketing efforts on, oh, the payouts, you can get the payouts, and look how many payouts these other people are getting. But it's really a jungle gym of actually getting it, and they're getting in your way of getting it. I'm not going to say the markets are easy, but I'm going to say we're going to do our best to support you in them. And I don't think many other companies in this space can say that. Josh, is there any other benefit for non-US traders? So there's no K1 benefit in that way, and there's no, 80-20 is definitely our max. So I think there's no added benefit for being a non-US trader, but I think as a baseline, we're already giving you a huge benefit. And again, those lower execution costs can be a tipping point that puts you over 100% at another company on a split. Things like that, the little things we're doing, are going to change your bottom line. It's going to change how you trade. It's going to change the effectiveness of your trade. It might not do it overnight, but this could actually be a path where you have a chance. Most people are struggling. Most people might not make it, but we're gonna give you the damn best chance we can give you. And hopefully we take that into the live brokerage and we make a ton of money together. So let's go. Are there overnight holds once live? Typically not immediately. I've got a trader I was just talking with today. He's doing overnight holds, he's hedging 2 markets overnight for holds in the bonds. So like, that's the kind of flexibility we have. That was a particular trader. He was showing he was doing a good job. He had good risk management. He was coachable. He worked with us. He's a team member. Our live traders become our team members. And the more you're showing us that you can act professionally, the more we're going to want to invest in you. The more we're going to want to say, okay, here's extra risk capital to use, right? That's what we're here to do. So again, it's not a guarantee, right? When you pass, we're just going to say, hey, you can start holding these overnight. But anything and everything's on the table. We're a business. We want to make money in the markets. Pitch it to us. Do you see yourselves in the future in fin education or hedge funds? I will get back to these other questions too. That one just popped out at me. So yes, definitely, there's definitely some opportunities we're looking at for a few things, whether it's hedge funds becoming an IB on our own. There's a bunch of different angles that we're looking at to take this to the next level, because what we're doing, we have a nice big network casting of traders, and if we can build those traders into traders that can manage large amounts of risk capital, more of that risk capital could come from outside investors eventually into some sort of hedge fund scenario. So we can build up that capital and have the talent and the know-how to manage that capital at scale. So 100%, that is definitely one of those things that we talk about, but there's nothing in the immediate term that's surfacing like that. So don't expect that. Why cap the upside in the assessment? So it's not necessarily about capping the upside. So there's 2 parts to capping the upside in the way you're putting it. One is, we want traders to understand that they do have a stopping point that they can stop at. They don't need to swing for the whatever that term is. They don't need to try to get home runs on every trade. They do happen, and we're not discouraging them. If you go over the base hit amount while you're trading, we only increase your profit target for the assessment and only in the assessment by the amount you already made. So that if you made $1 million, again, totally hypothetical, this doesn't happen, but just for illustration, if you made $1 million today in your assessment and your base hit was $500, tomorrow when you came in to trade the next session, you're not going to be any further away from your goal in terms of like distance from your goal the next day than if you stopped at $500. So we're not penalizing you for going over that. So let your trades play out, tag them, et cetera, but it's our way of feeling 100% objective and not penalizing you for making too much, but then still giving us enough trading data in so we are responsibly for our risk and for the whole setup process into the brokerage that you aren't just getting in on a YOLO, that every firm has to do this. There's a balance of you need some sort of consistency that happens, or else you're going to screw people. You have to screw them on the back end. We don't want any part of that. So we put everything up front into the assessment. It's 100% objective. We still have the really low execution costs, which is going to make a difference in your bottom line with how much you have to make, because you're actually not losing as much on the commissions. And then once you pass, we actually encourage you, okay, now you've passed. This is another form of tilt. You've passed your assessment, and now not only are you, maybe you're not scared anymore, maybe you're feeling really good, but maybe you're feeling too good. Maybe you're feeling like, okay, let's go. I know what I'm doing. Let's go make a ton of money. It's like, no, relax. People that kind of start trying to just come out of the gate swinging generally blow up their accounts. So we suggest actually sticking with the base hits, although not at all required. Stick with those base hits, and then let's grow you. Let's increase your size. What's the small size you're willing to go to in the brokerage? How do we make this so you're not just thinking, oh, I need 3 backup accounts and 6 backup accounts over here in case I mess up? Like, get that out of your head. Get it back into, I'm going to hold this account no matter what it takes. I'm going to grow it. If I have to size down, I don't care. Hit something and understand you have a stopping point, because a lot of people get that stopping point because they know how much they can lose max, but they don't know where to stop on the profit taking. And again, if you're having a big day and it's moving in your direction, just let it keep going. If it comes back to where your base hit is, cut it. That's what I would suggest. Get to the base hit amount, and if you're not holding that base hit amount, just stop for the day. If you can keep going, just keep going and take the trades, take the setups as they present themselves to you. What else we got here? Can I ask you a question? How many people actually find edge in taking small scalps in a large number of traders? It decreases the odds. Yeah, I think most people kind of tend to go towards, I'm going to average into all these trades. I'm going to take more trades, and they might have a good day. They might not. Some of the big days that traders have taking a lot of trades on those big moves, often they probably would have made the same amount just holding their trade the whole day and taking the same risk. They just see it as, oh, I took like 30 trades and I was just nailing it. It's like, yeah, the market was ripping and you kept getting out of the market. Maybe you caught some little dips and stuff like that, but that's a hard game to play. Catching little micro dips constantly and taking little scalp moves, micro dip, scalp, because we all know what happens. It works. I lost my account, or I hit my daily loss. So as a coach, that is my recommendation. Is there's nothing wrong with finding little scalps. That's actually a great way of trading. There's nothing wrong with scalping. I'll say that. There is something wrong with over trading, and by definition, over trading would be taking setups that aren't your setup. So if you're just like, oh, I feel the market and I see it moving and I just want to get it more money, that's the space that most traders are getting into when they're scalping. So that's the place you want to get away from. If you're just taking 5-10 points out of the market and that's your scalp, and you do it twice a day, that's totally fine. And you're probably going to be doing well. And that's a really great way to get reps in. There's nothing wrong with that. And also back to the fees are very low. Yes, they are. Again, that's with our seats on the exchange. And the all-in for an NQ or ES mini would be, I think it's 220 or 230 all-in round trip. So again, these things add up over the month. So if you're wondering like, oh, why 80-20? One is we want to split it with you. Two is the CME even made us, we had to sign something directly with the CME to say we would do max 80/20, partially because our fees are so low. They don't want us just extending those low execution costs and then just giving people a full 100% or something of a split. So there's multiple reasons we do that, but in the end, they're all for funneling people into much more money. Thinking bigger. Think bigger. Raj, jump.
Are we ready for the giveaway?
Yeah, we can do the giveaway, and then if there's other questions, you guys can hang out, and we'll answer whatever you got.
Cool.
Oh, one more question. Have some mental health sessions more. So we're friends with
Jared Tendler.
Yeah, Jared Tendler. So we've been talking to Jared. We've talked to him for a while. He'll be hopping on the show probably either this month or next month.
Yeah.
So we'll be bringing him on, and we'll be extending some offers from his program as well to make that more accessible. Okay, let's hop right into the giveaway that everyone's waiting for.
And we're going to get to all your questions, guys. So put your questions in the chat. Okay, we're doing
marbles. I haven't done the marbles.
Yeah, it's my first time doing it myself.
Right.
But all right, let's go for it. There we go.
And I believe we're giving away two $200 credits to the desk. So use that how you want. Don't rush and do an assessment if you get that and you're not ready. Use $20 of it towards a Praxis account. Get used to everything. Get used to your strategy execution and use it that way. If you're stuck and you need a reset, you can use it that way. Or if you're brand new and you want to create an assessment, do that. 200 goes a long way with us. And there's no fee after you pass. Once you pass with us, we cancel your subscription. No more payments, and that's in through the brokerage. We pay for. We at least pay for one of your professional data fees. If you need more than that, that'll come out of the account. But you won't even be pulling out your credit card to do that. That'll just come out of your balance on the trading account if you need more than one market professional data. Come on, marbles. This thing's choppy. I don't know, Scott. Who was it? Harsh?
It was Harsh, yeah.
All right, so are we doing first place and then we run them again, or how do we do it?
Yeah. All right, we can do it again.
All right, so you'll be getting, Raj is going to send you your credit. You'll get an email notification for that, but we're going to run it again, do a second giveaway.
I'll let you pick a race, Josh.
Okay, let's do Cosmic Chaos. I'm a space fan.
Cosmic Chaos. Okay. Whoa, this thing looks crazy. So it's a little
all you guys orbiting
to join call, but we will do this again next Wednesday.
Yep, there was a link that we were putting in the comments throughout the stream. That's how we always do it. So just keep an eye out for it next time.
This looks really cool. All right,
let's do it. Oh, I see Josh Allen, famous football player.
It's pretty crazy. We got Jonathan in the lead, followed by Kotan. Whoa. Oh, Jonathan fell out. Who's in the lead now? Oh,
sorry, Jonathan. Oh, no, he made it. He was just clipping.
It's neck and neck. Oh, Colton got the overtake there.
It's a lot of volatility here. Wonder if Trump tweeted. We need music. Where's the music at?
You can turn it up.
Yeah, I don't know. Almost there.
I don't know what happened to the name tag. There we go.
It's a long race.
Deal. I'll let you say his last name.
Corey.
Congratulations, Adil, and the other winner. We'll be sending you an email within 24 hours.
One thing though, what we're gonna do. So if you signed up for the giveaway and you haven't already gotten a credit with us from another giveaway or something else, and you're new to us, no account or anything like that, we're just gonna add $20 of credit to your account. So that'll just show up at checkout. That'll sit there. It won't expire. But if you want to do something with us for the first time and you want a little bit more incentive, there it is. You'll get a notification. Everybody on the list that hasn't gotten a credit and everything.
That is awesome. So basically, almost everyone got a credit. And if you use the discount that we got going on right now, you can get started as low as $39, I believe.
Yeah, those will stack. So you can use the credit towards any promotion we're running.
So
just got to get you guys in there. We want people to understand what we're doing, and sometimes we know it takes a little bit more to get in the doors, but
yeah,
join our Discord and see what people are saying. It's not just us promoting the product. There's a lot of people having a good time.
Sorry, just wanted to say no funded setup fee, no data fees. So if you got a credit, feel free to use it. And if you don't want to spend any money with us right now, you're not sure, you're not really there, you can just get a practice account. It costs $20 and you can just basically get it for free.
Yeah, we just gave you $20. So you can go get a $20 worth of practice account and use it for a month. See what you think of the system, get used to it, learn to execute your strategy, take it somewhere else if you want. I don't really want you to do that, but you can. But I think once you use the system and you spend some time with us, you'll find you'll want to go live with us and work with us live and actually have a team on your side and not feel like I don't want to go live with firms. That's a crazy thing I keep hearing everywhere, but it makes sense. A lot of people just don't understand why they'd want to go live. And if we can size you up and not make you buy 30 accounts somewhere and set up some crazy copy trading scenario and just scale you vertically and actually help you be better, that's what we're offering here. We can't promise that everything will work out, but we can do our best.
Yep. Well, thanks for
cool. Yeah, thank you guys. Doesn't look like there's any more questions. So if you do have more questions, just hop in the Discord, reach out to us. We're happy to answer them. And until that, we'll keep an eye on your emails. We have credits coming, and there's always more of these. This was different for us. We sort of did office hours, showing you the platform. But we typically do this and then have a trader on, one of our traders, or someone like Jared Tendler, where we had the guys over from Edgeful on. We had the guys over at Order Flow Labs come on. We have all our guests are lined up for months back to back. We have a schedule. So check us out every week, if not more. Yep. And have a good one, guys. Trade safe.
Take care.